A lot of people feel that it's impossible to start a business because you have a full-time job. But guess what? It's very possible. I have done it, right? And I know a lot of people who are also doing it and thriving at it, and you can do it as well. So if you want to know how to balance your 9 to 5 and also starting and even achieving a 6-figure business, then you want to stay tuned on this episode. Hi everyone, welcome to the 6th episode of the Limitless and Thriving Podcast. On this podcast, we amplify the voice of underrepresented founders and professionals in their careers and business. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how to balance your 9 to 5 with starting a business. Like I said, I'm going to share with you strategies that I adopted personally that worked for me in managing my 9 to 5 and my business. Most of you would know me. You would know that I recently left my 9 to 5 6 months ago. But before then, for over 3 years, I was running RKY Careers as well as my other businesses. So how did I do it? That's what I'm going to be sharing with you in this episode. So I recently ran a poll among aspiring business owners and founders in my community, and I asked them, what is stopping you from starting a business or from turning that business idea you have to a successful business? And most of them mentioned the fact that they had a 9 to 5 was actually what was holding them back. First of all, they even feel it's just impossible. They can't even fathom how to manage it, while a lot of others just want to know how. And that is why I'll be sharing those practical steps that have worked for not only me, a lot of others, a lot of other founders, so you can also follow the same steps. So the first thing you want to do is to clarify your goals and priorities. Because you already have lots of things competing for your time, probably you even also have a family, you have kids, you have a 9 to 5, and then you have a business, because that mirrors what my life used to look like. So what am I trying to say? You want to clarify your goals and priorities. You want to set your priorities right. You don't have that liberty to be everywhere and at every time, because you need to save your energy. For instance, prioritize appropriately. You can't afford to engage in time-wasting activities. What exactly do you want to do with your business? You need to be clear about it before you go deep into it. You can't afford to be starting about 5 different initiatives at the same time while you also have a 9 to 5. You need to prioritize appropriately. You need to have clear goals as to what you want to achieve and the path to achieving it before you even start. So the second one would be develop a structured routine. You need to develop a structured routine as to how you would spend every minute of your time. So you need to use tools like time blocking to make sure that this is what you want to do immediately after work. These are the times you have available to maybe to speak with your clients or to research or to learn new tools or learn new skills and all of that. So you need to be very intentional about your schedule. You need to have structured schedule. You can't just do things on impulse. So another thing is to start small. Start by creating content, building your brand and positioning yourself as an authority in your field. That would cost you nothing. So you can use free platforms like LinkedIn as well. Talk about your business, your journeys and all of that. Whatever you intend to put out there as relates to your brand or your journey or your niche, you need to start. Because guess what? If you don't even start, there will be no business you're actually balancing with 9 to 5. So another thing you want to do is to work on the product or the service you intend to offer in your business. That's one of the things that would save you a lot of headaches, because you don't want to start while you're trying to manage your resources and you spend most of your time resolving issues or having bad feedback, because that's going to actually kill the business before it even starts. For me, when I deal with business owners, vendors or providers, I'm always able to tell those that juggle 9 to 5 with their business more easily than those that do not. You don't want to have that red flag. Whatever you do, you make sure you do it excellently. If you're not available, you're not available. But when you are, Make sure that you are 100% available. So I remember with RKY Careers, excellent service, superior service was something that I never joked with at any point of building RKY Careers, which also automatically leads to good reputation, good branding, and success. So what am I trying to say? You want to work on your products or service. You want to make sure that it's viable in the market. You have your customers, you have your potential customers, and you serve them well such that you are able to get repeat customers. I know loads of people that are running six-figure businesses and they rely solely on referrals and repeat business. So that is one thing you want to achieve as well if you want to juggle business and 9 to 5, because it will take you double efforts if you are trying to market all of that. It will take you triple this effort if you are now trying to first correct a bad image or bad reputation about your brand or business first. Serve your customers well, treat your customers right, make sure your product or service is excellent in the market. Scaling it or juggling it with other activities, business ventures, or even the 9 to 5 would not be a problem. Another thing I want to say is to leverage technology. This is going to help you leveraging technology and artificial intelligence as well, thanks to the many free options we also have out there. You want to leverage technology. For instance, for your booking, for people booking to use your service, if it's a service-based, you want to leverage tools like Calendly. You want to have a website such that people can actually visit your website. So you want to actually leverage technology. Have a website, have a blog, have a booking system that people can use to book your service even while you're on holiday. You can communicate with your customers even while on a holiday. For instance, there are scheduling apps you can use to schedule future posts as well. We have the Buffer, we have Hootsuite, we have so many of them. You can batch your content creation as well for a week. You can do them over the weekends, schedule them to go out by themselves during the course of the week. That's how you get to manage two responsibilities. So another thing I want to say is to leverage passive time. Passive time was what really helped me. Remember then, my trade times was when I would sit down and type and compose my content for the next day. At times, I would also network with my colleagues, we go for lunch together and all of that. But sometimes in between, I sneak in some consultations as well. I sneak in some approvals. I sneak in some reviews. Yes, very, very, very important to leverage your passive time. Everybody has different goals, different realities and circumstances. You have 9 to 5. While at your 9 to 5, you have to give your best. By the way, I'm not one of those who would encourage that you go into business and expense of your 9 to 5. People pay you salaries. What am I trying to say, right? While you're giving your best, the break period you have, you can actually leverage it to also do one or two things for your business. Also, you need to prioritize self-care. In the midst of all of this, it's very possible to lose yourself. It's very possible to get so overwhelmed that your mental health will be at risk, or that your physical health will be at risk. Take breaks, take actual breaks, not passive break that you'll be using to also do something, right? Take breaks where you go for a self-care day, you get your massage. Some days, if you depend on your personal circumstances with family as well, lodge it. I think there was someone there that used to tell me that just book a night in a hotel, just go and think, just go alone, go think about what next, strategize. But yeah, it's never easy, guys. It's never easy to combine 9 to 5 with starting a business. But is it possible? Very much so. 9 to 5 is not going to get enough at some point. No matter how much you earn, the taxes are coming. I said April, more is coming. So how can you possibly, even if you earn 6 figures already, how can you possibly build generational wealth with that? You need to start your business, and you need to start now. Even if you're not 100% sure, choose one of your ideas, start building and start working on it. And one of the things I would always tell people is that during your building stage as well, do not stay idle. I know a lot of people that wait till they're ready to launch before they start putting out anything about what they do. Your building journey should also be documented on your social media platforms. If you are building an app that is going to save the world, you want to wait until that app becomes a reality. What if it never happens? Sometimes building takes about a year or thereabouts. What if the market has changed at that time? You would end up just having that big idea you started working on that you never even put out there. But the thing is that if you start building and you are promoting it, talking about what you're doing, talking about your behind the scenes, talking about challenges working with engineers, challenges working with this or that, that's you also building your founder's brand. You don't necessarily need to have a ready product before you start. Of course, if you don't want competitors or people who have more resources, because I know that that's also one concern that a lot of people would say is the reason they are not sharing about their product. They don't want someone to jump on it. Well, I would say that, let me burst your bubble. There's no idea that is solely for anybody in particular. One thing I would always tell you is that what will make a business successful or make a business sustainable or survive in the market is not about the product itself. If you have a fantastic product and your customer service and the way you treat your customers is not good, then the business is going to fail. So the way you treat the customers is more important than the functionality or features on your product. Another thing you want to consider is delegation. You can't do it all by yourself. It's okay, you can actually build a 6-figure business all by yourself, but you're going to be so overwhelmed. And depending on the nature of the business as well, consider delegation. Getting a virtual assistant. If you find it difficult to pay salaries here in the UK, which I totally understand, outsource, get people in other areas where it will be a win-win situation. But you need help as well at some points. I would always say leverage tech skills, be able to do a lot of things yourself. But to get to a point that you need to delegate operations, to other people while you focus on strategy, but always be able to do anything and everything yourself if you can. One thing I would also say is document your processes. It's very important. Have SOPs. No matter that department, make sure that there are documents. Let there be SOP that details the step-by-step process of each task. Even if people are leaving, if you have a virtual assistant, if a virtual assistant is leaving, there's documents in place that the next person can look at and be able to get into flow as to what is done on a day-to-day. You need to be very flexible because things change happens. You need to be flexible to flow with the change as well, to learn new skills, learn new tools, because flexibility will actually help you to navigate unforeseen challenges, disappointments, and all of that. If you're one of those who is looking to get into business and you want to work with a professional, a mentor, a coach, which I always recommend, I coach people to start businesses, right? So if you want to work with, you can either work with me on an exclusive one-to-one basis, or you can join an accelerator program that I put together for about 5 to 10 founders. People would also want to set up or run a 6 to 7 figure business. So make sure that you don't continue to sleep on your ideas. It's very possible to combine your business with your 9 to 5. I did it for over 2.5 years or thereabouts. I ran RKY Careers while also holding the role of a senior finance analyst. Did I do it alone? No, I grew a team. At the moment, we have over 28 full-time staff at RKY Careers and over 10 contractors as well. There are ways to go about it and not also run your overhead so high that the business does not survive it. Remember I said that we should share what exactly we did from the last 2 episodes where I talked about starting something. How many of you have started? How many of you have registered a company today? How many of you have created your first content? How many of you have chosen a name for your business or for your brand? Where are we? We need to actually take action, because it's only action that can get us to our desired goals. Till we see again in the next episode, I remain Rukayat Alabi. I'm a career coach, a business coach, and the CEO of RKY Careers, Apply Body, Limitless Without Brothers, Limitless and Thriving, and other businesses, really. So, I see you in the next episode. Remember to subscribe on all our channels, on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. I'll see you in the next episode.